So that is a burger sostel, I think, like sausage. And then these are the sort of chicken and beef burgers. So yeah, they're really good. Kind of like a Ramly burger from Malaysia, but kind of bigger and thicker, more elaborate, I think. On my way to the Telkomsel Grapari office to get my phone unblocked, but to get there, I need my bike. So pumping up the tires, got my pump, tire gauge. So let's get the bike ready. My bike is looking very shiny. I got it washed when I came back from Malaysia. I had my bike here, but with a cover over top. But it doesn't matter. There's a very busy road out there, and it's amazing how much dust and like exhaust goop comes in here and just covers everything. So it was really dirty when I got back, and I brought it to what they call a door smear place here. And the guy there washed the bike, and I gave him, I don't know, an hour or two to finish, and then I went back to get it, and the bike was sitting there completely clean and dry. So I thought he was done, but then he says, no, we're not done yet. And he explained on Google Translate that they're letting it sit to dry, but now they need to polish it. And to be honest, I didn't really want any kind of polish, but I don't know, it's just easier just to go with the flow. So he says, yeah, just give me 5 minutes, I'll polish it, and you come back. So yeah, I went down somewhere else, got a cold drink, and then I came back, and the bike had gone from sort of gray to black because somehow this polish had turned everything a darker black, but then it was kind of sticky at the same time. He put polish everywhere, even on my GoPro mounts and things. So I appreciate the effort. But then I had to wipe down the whole bike to sort of get off most of that sticky polish. But the bike seems to be looking blacker than it normally does. Like it just looks more new. But anyway, gotta pump up this tire. Trade-off with bicycle pumps is that if you have a big pump, you don't have to pump it as much. You get more air per pump. But of course, a larger pump is bigger and heavier. So you get a mini pump like this one, much smaller and lighter. But then you have to you have to do a lot of pumping to you get the same volume of air pumped into that tire. You get a bit of a workout. I can already feel my arm, my bicep. It's getting tired. And over time, of course, you get a feeling for it. Like I can feel the resistance on the pump. I get an idea of when I'm getting close to the right pressure. I can feel it there. A few more pumps. This gauge has seen better days. I keep expecting it, it's all smashed up and broken, and I keep expecting it to stop working, but it just keeps going and going and going. There we go, perfect. Perfecto. I lost the cover on this valve. I don't know where it went. Now let's do the rear wheel. Rear tire, I guess. I can't spin the tire because my cable lock is blocking the wheel from spinning. And there again, that's it's because of a smaller pump. Because it's so small, the valve has to be on the ground. So I have to spin the tire until the valve is here. And then I can reach it with my pump. And here we go. Yeah, if you get a flat tire at the side of the road in a country like Indonesia or Malaysia, anywhere in the tropics, by the time you've finished fixing the flat and pumping the tire back up again, you've got a good sweat going on, I can tell you that. It's actually a better idea to carry, well, you always have to carry one extra tube with you, of course. And then, turns out what's a better system is if you do get a flat tire, you don't fix the flat on the road. All you do is remove the wheel, change the tube, put the new tube in, pump it up, and then you put the tube with the puncture into your bag, and then you can fix the flat in that tube later that night if you're staying in a hotel. Turn on the air conditioning, and it's a lot easier to fix the flat in the comfort of a hotel room. I've never done it, but it occurred to me recently that you could just bring the tube to a local tire repair outlet, because you see them all over the place on intersections and in the middle, you know, on streets. Guys that make a living doing simple repairs and flat tires repairs. And you can just give them the tube and they'll fix the flat for you for a nominal fee. That would be the more efficient way of going about it. Yeah, pressure, the resistance is building up. Yeah, almost there. A few more. And that should be about it. Bang on. Exactly the same. I am the master. This lock, to be honest, it's more for show than anything else. Anybody could pop this open, but it's just there. Yeah, as I said, just for just to have something on the bike. But anybody that really wanted to steal this bike could get past this with a small hammer or anything at all. But even this small amount of work means now, before I can even leave here, I need a shower. It's like, now I'm gonna go back to my room and pack up everything I need, because I'm on my way to the Telkomsel office to get my smartphone unblocked. I'm gonna ride my bike there, the Grapari office. And so I have to pack up my bag to make sure I bring my passport and my phones and everything I'm gonna need. And then by the time I finish packing, even in my room, I'll be sweating. So just before I leave the room, like just before I open the door, I take a shower. I mean, I just like take constant showers just to cool down. That's just life in the tropics. It took a while to get all my gear together because I had to switch over from carrying everything in a knapsack to carrying everything in this pannier bag. And you need all your life gear, you need your GoPro YouTube gear, and you need your bike tools gear. So it's a complicated business switching over to a cycling life. So from a technical side, this is where I put my main GoPro now, on the broomstick. So it is facing me. And then lately I've been experimenting with putting a GoPro here on the back of the seat post, aiming backwards. And I use these ram mounts because they're the only mounts strong enough to hold a GoPro in place. It takes some experimenting and practice to get all this set up right in terms of like this angle and how you want the GoPro pointing. I like it if the GoPro is aimed in such a direction that it gets a little bit of the rear rack in the video, so you sort of get a sense of context. I think right now it is aiming pretty high, so I want to aim it down a bit so you get just a little bit of the rack on the screen. That'll do for now. It's not the end of the world if this is off by a little bit. Just have to make sure that you've tightened everything down. Okay. Yeah, to be honest, this is a lot of work. This is a lot to do just to go for a bike ride, to go to the smartphone office. You really have to be dedicated to do all this. It would be better, to be honest, to just hop in a paycheck and go there and get it done. But I was sort of in the mood to get the bike set up, so I did all this not just to get there, but to also just work on the bike a little bit, pump up the tires, make sure brakes, gears, camera mounts, everything is still in good shape. And one thing I noticed on my bike, I think this has been happening for years, I often have just one pannier bag. I call that my survival kit. If I'm riding around a city, I don't need two bags, so I only have one. And the weight of it can be pretty heavy at times. And then you notice that the rack is tilted. It's not centered anymore because the weight of this bag is pulling it to the left and kind of bending everything. And I can't really get it centered anymore, but that's because I have it's not balanced. All right, let's roll the bike out of here. All right, back on the busy streets of Tanjung Balai. Gears on my bike seem to be in working condition. I love that. And I've seen a few changes in my neighborhood. One is that there's a little street side breakfast place right across the road from my hotel. They put tables and chairs there now. Looks like it's a good, I don't generally eat breakfast, but if it's really convenient and I can just hop across the street, I'll do it. And this on my right is the big change. Oh. I'm assuming this is for the New Year holiday, but there's a big carnival setting up. Look at that. I've never seen this one before, like the tents. This is a new construction for me, so. It's not open yet. They've been putting everything up for the last couple of days. Hey. Selamat pagi. Yeah, they got all the standard rides, the swinging pirate boat, the trains, and then all of these tents on the side. That means food, I think. Tons and tons of food. So I may have to stick around for when this carnival opens up. But yeah, it looks like they have a lot of work to do yet. Maybe they're aiming for Friday to open this weekend. Hey.
Dari Amerika.
No, saya dari Canada.
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 Yeah. So, bisa bicara Inggris?
Sini apa?
Bahasa Inggris? No?
Ngapain?
Ah, okay. Baik.
Sini ngapain juga ya? Dia.
Itu apa?
Kora-kora.
So,
Hah? Pasar malam.
malam. Ah, okay. Oh, night market. Maybe malam, night. Maybe night carnival.
Ini apa ke sini?
So yeah, so some young boys here. They're trying to tell me what this is all about, but I don't know what the name for this place is.
Hello,
But,
Mr.
hello.
Are you blogger? You blogger?
YouTuber.
Oh, yeah, what's your name?
My channel?
Yeah.
Planet Doug.
Planet Duck?
You can have my card. That's the name of it there.
Oh, I'm a YouTuber too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
For you, do you travel
No.
with this?
I'm a comedian.
A comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, and what is the name of your channel?
Lokot.
Do you speak English or Indonesian in your comedy?
Indonesian or some Indonesian.
I see. Okay, I will look for sure. Yeah, I love comedy.
Are you as a traveling vlogger?
Yeah.
YouTuber. You.
Yeah, just
Like,
cycling, traveling.
You know, like Joy Hatop?
No, I don't think so.
Here,
And do you travel with the night
Oh,
market
yeah.
all the time?
we all the time.
Where do you-
every month we are moving.
Oh, okay. Okay. Where do you sleep at night when you are working here?
Oh, we are we have a home and for a month.
1 month
Yeah, 1 month.
in a home.
Along this on location.
I see. Okay. Huh.
You can speak in bahasa.
No, just
little.
sedikit.
Sedikit.
You know, satu, dua, tiga, empat. You know, and I can say, saya tidak bisa bicara bahasa Indonesia. You know.
You alone?
Yeah, alone. Yeah.
Are you married?
No, not married. Always traveling.
Especially traveling.
Yeah.
Your wife? No, have your wife?
No wife, no house, no car, only
How
a
old are you?
bicycle. 62. 62 is empat. No, 62. Right?
Why?
62.
What you say? Oh, I
Yeah.
say you.
Yeah, old man.
Oh, but you look
Yeah, I still look younger, but no, I feel old. My legs, yeah, getting old.
how you feel about Indonesian?
Oh, I like Indonesia very much.
On Indonesian, which village do you about?
My favorite place is probably, well, to be honest, my favorite place is Tanjung Balai.
Oh yeah.
I come here many times, and I went to Bukit Tinggi,
Oh, yeah.
Padang,
Very nice place.
Lake Toba,
Oh,
Banda Aceh.
yeah.
On my bicycle to Banda
Your
Aceh.
favorite is Tanjung Balai?
Yeah, I like it here because it's a smaller place. I like the ocean, the fishing boats.
Yeah.
Bular. Bular. I don't know that word.
I don't know ular kadut. Snack, betulan snack kan. Ular apa? Snack, snack kan bang, ular kan.
But anyway, well, I should go to Telkomsel
Oh yeah.
while they are still open. When does it open? Friday?
Not Saturday
Saturday.
night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's the first night.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
come here your program. Whoa.
Yeah, it'll be. Yeah, we'll see. Saturday. All right. Okay, maybe I will see you then.
Oh yeah.
I would look on your YouTube channel.
Nice to meet you. Mr. What?
Douglas.
Douglas.
Douglas. Okay.
You to YouTube Mr. Rock?
You see it on there? Planet
Yeah.
Doug.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Dog,
Yeah.
not dog.
Well, it's Doug. Yeah, Doug.
Yeah.
We say it. Planet Doug.
Oh yeah.
English name.
Yeah. I hope I miss you and
Yeah, I hope so. If I am still here Saturday, I should be. All right. Nice to meet you.
okay, Mr. Rock.
Alright.
Kita ya
Okay. Selamat tinggal.
Kita ya lah.
Oh, yeah. This is something very special in Sumatra. I don't know if you can see it so clearly on my GoPro, but this is like a big barrel, and they ride a motorcycle inside the barrel using centrifugal force. They stick to the wall, and they go around and around and around. And all the spectators, they go up on the very top there, where there's like a balcony, and you hold money down. And then the motorcycle rider will spin and get up all the way to the top and snatch the money out of your hand and then go down again. It's very, very exciting. I haven't seen one of those for a while. Yeah. Okay. Bye-bye. Yeah, I was doing something different with my main GoPro, this Hero 12 in front of me. Trying to make the colors pop a little bit more, so I turned on HDR just to try it out. But it turns out HDR produces a ton of heat.
Boleh minta kartunya.
Boleh minta
Kartu.
kartu.
Yang tadi.
Oh, for YouTube?
Itu nama YouTube-nya kan?
Yeah, it's YouTube.
Mister YouTuber.
Yeah, YouTuber.
Kenal
This
Mr.
one,
Beast.
Planet Doug.
Mr. Beast. Itu kawan kami.
Huh?
Itu kawan kami.
One more.
Yang mana dibuka?
Planet Doug.
Oh,
YouTube.
iya. Ini yang kasih ya.
Okay.
Planet Dog.
Planet Doug. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Yeah, so very curious young boys there. I was hoping the night market, he calls it a night market, but to me, of course, it's more like a carnival, a traveling carnival. Not really a true night market, but they call it, I guess he just calls it a pasar malam, night market. Yeah, I was just saying that with my main GoPro on HDR, it produces a lot more heat and uses up a lot more battery, I've discovered. So it just shuts down, overheats almost instantly. So I think I have to change that setting. Hello. So I had to reset all my GoPros. Turns out that the Hero 12, it wasn't the HDR that was the problem. It won't work anymore. I've had all kinds of problems with this Hero 12 for some reason, and now every time I try to record, I just get it, it records for about 5 seconds, and then I get an error message that says, it just shuts down and it says, we can't repair your file. And then it goes into an endless loop, records for 3 seconds, shuts down, error, can't repair your file, reboots, starts recording, it just goes around until I pull the battery. So unless I can I don't know, fix it, reboot the whole system or something. Right now I'm using my Hero 9 combination. One Hero 9 facing me and the other one facing forward, but the problem with that is, at least at this precise moment, I don't have a microphone connected to it. So I have to use the built-in microphone, which really isn't very good, and you're going to get a lot of wind noise, but we'll see what happens. Hello. Hi. I don't plan to record very much. Just like I said, riding to the Telkomsel Grapari office. Whew, what a journey it's been getting there. So many troubles and adventures already. I haven't even gotten there, so it would have made a lot more sense just to hop in a Baycheck. It would have been a lot easier, a lot less tiring. So I made it, and the office looks to be open, so that's a good sign. Now we just gotta get across this busy road. Hello.
Okay, sir, please come.
Okay.
What's the problem?
You have to register with customs, the IMEI number,
Oh, you may not.
and then after 90 days they block it. So my phone is blocked again. So I hope they can extend it. All done at Telkomsel. Yeah, there were no surprises. I've done this a few times where the IMEI registration on my phone expires and they have to check my account to see whether they can extend it for me. And I've never quite understood the rules, how many times you can extend, because they've often told me with the phone, okay, that's it. This phone is blocked forever, for all eternity. You can never extend it again. And then when I go back in another time, maybe a few months later, suddenly they can extend it. And I try to ask my questions, you know, to try to understand exactly how things work, what's going on, but it's just impossible. I just hand over my phone, my SIM card number, and throw myself at their mercy and say, well, what can you do? I don't know what you're doing, why you have to do it, what's happening, but if you can do something that my phone turns on again, I will be eternally grateful. And then they set to work, and the amount of work that they do is astonishing. I don't do anything. I sit in the chair in front of the counter, and the woman starts typing and typing and typing and scrolling with her mouse, clicking with her mouse. She gets out a notepad, starts writing things down, back to the laptop, typing and typing and typing. Then she did something different this time. Maybe it wasn't even connected to my account, but she actually took a whole bunch of money out of a drawer, got up with a piece of paper that was printed out, and then went over to this kiosk and inserted the paper, and then inserted all this money, bill by bill by bill, and then sat down and started writing notes, more typing and typing and typing. Then of course she has to take pictures of my passport, do a whole bunch of stuff on my phone, and then she has to take a picture of me holding my passport, like a mug shot, like you're going to prison. But this process goes on so long that every time I'm mentally joking to myself that they must be secret novelists, that they just pretend to work there all day, but 90% of the time they're just working on their novel. Because why else would you need to type that much just to register a smartphone? But it's a very complicated job. She has to know a lot about the systems in order to do it. And I did toss out like a little bit of small talk from time to time, just to sort of get her to tell me something or to like just saying, wow, that like what you're doing there seems so complicated. But then she just says, oh yes, and then goes back to work, typing and typing. So I wasn't even given any kind of a hint about what was happening. And as far as I know, my phone has been unblocked. She told me it was unblocked, but I have no way to tell myself because I made a mistake. I didn't have any data on my account. I should have added data when I was connected to my hotel's Wi-Fi. And then when my phone is unblocked, I can see for myself that it's unblocked, but I forgot to do that. So even though she said my phone was unblocked, I have no way to check to see whether I can connect to the mobile network or not. I have to wait till I get back to the hotel, buy some data through the hotel Wi-Fi. But the good news is that as far as I know, it's all done. She said for another 90 days. And the other good news is that my Hero 12 right now is working. So I guess when I kept getting the automatic shutdown and then the message that it can't repair files, that was connected to the extreme overheating from shooting in HDR. So it just took a while to recover from that, I guess. So no more HDR. That was too difficult for my poor Hero 12. Not in this heat, can't handle it. These GoPros weren't designed to handle the heat of Sumatra. So there's my neighborhood, my street anyway, on a very quiet Thursday night. If I have my calendar straight, it's actually New Year's Eve. Like tomorrow is the first day of the new year. So that would make tonight New Year's Eve, but I don't think it's celebrated like the Islamic New Year's Eve is not celebrated the way the Western New Year's Eve is. The new day, the first day of the new year, is celebrated, but I don't think the night before is, but I don't really know. I'm just walking down to the local shop to pick something up. And while I'm out here, I might grab, if they're still open and operating, I might grab a burger. There's a little stall right there. And they make chicken burgers and beef burgers and various things. And I think I'll grab a couple of those to bring back to my room. Because I haven't had dinner. And it's about 9:30 at night right now. This is the kind of traffic I was talking about long ago when I was wandering around Tanjung Balai. That this road doesn't seem to go anywhere in particular. It goes off into the countryside. And yet there's always so much, not always, but often there's so many scooters coming from this direction out of the city and then out into the countryside. And I always wonder, where the heck is everybody going and where are they all coming from? There don't seem to be enough communities out there to justify this much traffic. But yeah, I stopped by here earlier today. This is the carnival grounds. And I guess they've been working hard all night to put up all the rides and the tents. Yeah, I've never seen a display like this with all the tents. That's brand new to me. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try to come here Saturday night. If I assumed they'd be open tomorrow for Friday, but maybe not. The guy told me Saturday, but yeah, they don't look like they're ready yet. They probably need all day tomorrow to keep working. It's a lot of work. I wonder what a carnival like this feels like to the local kids. Because I remember we had traveling carnivals when I was a kid in Canada, and their arrival was a big deal. I think as an adult, our brain chemistry changes, right? So we can't really feel the way we used to when we were kids. So yeah, I wonder what it feels like for them. Kids shouting bule. But again, I don't know, kids in Sumatra, maybe their lives are more variety, more stuff going on maybe than kids in Canada back in those days. So maybe this carnival doesn't hit in the same way, but yeah, probably does. Man, it looks like something else. That's going to be quite something when it opens. Yeah, all these people, families, whole families piled onto a scooter. Where are they all going? Oh, my burger snack places right here. Let's see how busy they are. At least they're still open. Burger sostel, satu, and burger daging, satu. Milk. That is a burger sostel, I think, like sausage, and then these are the sort of chicken and beef burgers. So, yeah, they're really good. Kind of like a Ramly burger from Malaysia, but kind of bigger and thicker, more elaborate, I think. there's a classic family on a scooter. And they got 4 burgers to take home. It's quite the intersection here. I go across it in different directions on my bike and on foot, probably several times a day, and I always get a little bit discombobulated because scooters can come at you from so many different directions, doing U-turns and things like that. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm really impressed by the young girl who's preparing the burgers there. She seems so self-contained, so mature, kind of confident in what she's doing. I'm really proud, I think, of her work at the same time. Yeah. Thank you. I think it's 25.000. Yeah. Okay. Sama-sama. Yeah, they have a long-standing agreement at this hotel for the drivers of these Yakult trucks to stay here. They go around all of Sumatra making deliveries, and the drivers stay in these like business hotels. Never actually, I love Yakult, so it'd be neat to meet the drivers, but I never have for some reason. I can't quite figure out who they are. I never see them getting in and out of their trucks. And I don't know what rooms they stay in, but they're here all the time. I don't think I can do a full video of my meal back here in my room. It's just way too chaotic, and to be honest, I'm actually going to eat these burgers with a knife and a fork, because picking these gooey things up in your hands, they just go all over the place. So it would just be a disaster trying to take video of this. It's just such a small area. It's so cluttered. But I can show you the burgers as they come out. There's my beef burger with egg, and you can see already it's so gooey, and I've got my knife and fork ready to go. They're very hot and spicy. Like the sauce they put on there is very, very hot and spicy. It's really good. And then this one is the I believe the chicken burger, and this one, the beef burger with egg, was 15,000 rupiah. That's 93 cents US. Or, yeah, 4 ringgit basically for that burger. And then the other one was 10,000, which is 2.6 ringgit, or about 60 cents US. So 4 ringgit and 2.5 ringgit basically for these 2 burgers. Yeah. Yeah, this burger stall wasn't always there. They opened up just a few months ago, and yeah, I've gone there a few times. They're good for a late night snack like this. And I've got my laptop there, busy editing, exporting, doing all its stuff, and then my tablet over there. So I'm gonna dive into these now. Hello. Man.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Well, good afternoon. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, Friday, June 23rd.
Hello, sir.
Hello. And if I have my information correct, that means it's the first day of the new year, according to the Islamic calendar. And I'm sure there's a specific greeting for that. In fact, I got a message from my Telkomsel, the Yeah, I think it was from Telkomsel, my SIM card mobile internet provider, and they wished me a happy new year, and they used the right phrase, the right language. But off the top of my head, I don't know what it is. But anyway, happy new year for the Islamic New Year. And I'm just heading out to get something to eat. And as I pointed out earlier, there's a new carnival setting up. And when I was here the other day, I think they told me it would be opening Saturday night. But I was just curious how much progress they've made. So I thought I'd just go for a walk and then take a look at some of the rides and see what they're working on. I think they won't mind if I wander through with my GoPro. It just struck me as a larger operation than a lot of the carnivals that I've seen. So for example, they have the motorcycle drum. I'm not sure what they call it over there. And yeah, they're very, very exciting. When I first came to Sumatra many years ago, it may even have been here in Tanjung Balai. One of the first things I saw was one of these traveling carnivals. I went there with a local woman that I met. She helped me set up my very first smartphone, and she was sort of my guide to Tanjung Balai. And I went to one of these traveling carnivals, and they had, oh, look at that. I guess this must be one of the motorcycles that they're using. Hello. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Yeah, like a 125. And that's, yeah, they go into this small drum. You can see the picture there, and they actually go around in a circle horizontally, and then eventually they work their way all the way up to the top and getting money from people. So it's very exciting. Hello, how are you? Oh yeah, a whole bunch of motorbikes here under the cover. Stripped down to almost nothing. Yeah, that's crazy. And when I was here last time, there was a man who spoke to me, and he said he had a YouTube channel as a comedian. And I went and checked it out. He does like comedy skits, like sketches in Indonesian. I'll put it up on the page here. And I think this might be him over here. Hey, how's it going? You have the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it yesterday.
I'm a comedian. I'm a vlogger.
Yeah, for comedy.
I have a podcast too.
Podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even know how to do a podcast. The technology is complicated. I don't know how to do it. But so yeah, I looked at your channel yesterday. Yeah, very funny. Very
funny.
But of course, I don't understand Indonesian.
Yeah,
I don't know what is happening.
Have text conversation here.
Yeah, in English. Okay. Yeah, I came to see how things are. So you're opening tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
So you still have a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah.
So much work.
So much. Not so already. Tomorrow is already.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Tomorrow.
very much people come to here.
Yeah. I will come for
Yeah,
sure.
you'll come.
How many days will you stay here?
1 month.
1 month?
Yeah.
A whole month?
Yeah.
Ah.
Every night.
Okay. And then after Tanjung Balai, where will it go?
Or maybe Kisaran.
Kisaran, yep.
Yeah, maybe not go there, or maybe Berstagi,
Yep, Berastagi. I see. And in each city, how long do you stay in each city?
Every place, 1 month.
1 month.
Yeah,
And do you go with the carnival everywhere?
everywhere.
Or only Tanjung Balai?
No, everywhere.
You go everywhere.
With my family.
I see. Oh, this is your family?
Yeah.
Is your son?
No, this my wife.
Like maybe nephew,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
cousin, nephew. Yeah, okay.
Some play for this.
Right, the games,
Yeah, games.
they can win prizes.
I see your channel on my Android.
Right. Okay.
I see you. Why you in here look so young?
I don't know.
In I see you in your channel. You like old.
Like on the channel, I look old.
Yeah.
But here I look young.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the camera.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because when I look at the GoPro video, sometimes my face looks old,
Yeah.
and yeah, maybe I need to change. A new camera makes me look younger.
You this GoPro. I'm Android.
Using your
take a
phone.
Video, yeah, use your phone.
Okay.
But here not your video.
Yeah.
You like 40.
Okay. But even in the video, I look maybe 40.
No, no video or more. Really, 18.
Hey. Oh no. YouTube is making me old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to
Why
fix
you
that.
not like DSLR or mirrorless? No.
Just because of bigger and heavier.
Oh.
Like with the GoPro,
Yeah.
it's very light,
Yeah.
very small.
Very simple. Yeah.
and I can put it on a bicycle.
Yeah.
But with a big camera, I can't. Yeah, big camera, my arm gets tired. It's like, it's too heavy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, good advice.
What you make for video? GoPro or action cam?
Well, the GoPro is an action cam.
Oh yeah. I mean, his what's level? What's level?
This one,
Yeah.
this is the GoPro Hero 12. So it's 2 years old, maybe 2 years old. The new one is 13. Hero 13
Yeah.
is the newest one.
Yeah.
But when the carnival is open,
Yeah.
what do you do? What is your job?
This and every night.
But right now you are building. But when it is open,
Yeah.
then food, you have a food
yeah,
stall.
I have food and drink. I have a 3 stand.
Oh, okay. So you don't ride the motorcycle around?
Oh, this is my not motorcycle. Yeah.
But no, what I mean, this is a very special ride. You go around.
No,
You don't do that?
No. I am this.
Only the
stand.
food.
This a part of Carnival. And this man, this will of attraction there.
I see.
With
Okay.
motorbike cycle around.
Yeah. I saw it before. It's
Yeah.
very exciting. Yeah.
You say before
I saw this before. Yeah, in Tanjung Balai
Tanjung Balai
years ago.
there.
Yeah. Maybe it was a different carnival,
yes, different.
not the same one.
Yeah.
But yeah, a long time ago.
How many times you in Tanjung Balai?
Maybe 7 times, 8 times. Yeah, a long time. Because they have a boat.
7 kali dia udah datang kemari. Yeah. Why Tanjung Balai?
Mainly because of the
Sumatra, many places.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
no, because of the boat. I can take the boat to Malaysia.
Oh.
There's a ferry boat, Indomal fast ferry.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to go to Klang, Malaysia, Port Klang.
I say in
Now
Klang
goes
and
to
Kuala Lumpur.
Port Dickson, Malaysia. So it's very easy
Yeah.
to go. And then when I come here, I'm feeling kind of lazy. I don't want to take a bus, and I just stay here. Interesting city.
So you bicycle, you
Sometimes by bicycle. I rode my bicycle from Tanjung Balai to Lake Toba, Banda Aceh, in a big circle. But yeah, but it's very difficult, very hot.
you not afraid?
No,
Maybe
no.
on road.
Only because of the trucks. If I get hit by a truck, that's a little dangerous, but that's all. Yeah.
Sumatran N.
This father mean you
Tower in Sumatra.
all Sumatra you on way.
Yeah, I went to many places, Bukit Tinggi and Padang, Pekanbaru, Banda Aceh.
Bengkulu.
No, not yet, not Bangkulu. No.
Bukit Tinggi.
Yeah, this area, West Sumatra, North Sumatra.
In Bengkulu, Rafflesia arnoldi.
You know what he said?
You say like
Bunga
flower.
Oh, the
Rafflesia arnoldi.
okay. Yeah, I want to go to Bengkulu. I could go this time on my bicycle, maybe. I haven't decided yet. What kind of food do you make here in your place in the carnival? I see a sign up here.
Dodol Garut.
Anak rasa ole khas Bandung.
Dodol Garut.
Dodol Garut.
Yeah.
So what is that?
This food from Java.
From Java?
It's like flavor and sugar and mix and tapioca mix all you know
Okay.
flavor.
Okay, but it's sort of like candy. It's very sweet.
Very sweet.
yeah,
That
man.
not so hard. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like soft.
Soft.
Ah,
Oh,
not
soft.
so hard.
Okay. Tomorrow night I will see.
Yeah.
I can see it here.
I'm waiting for you.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway.
See you, Mr. Ra.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's one of my favorites, the swinging pirate boat. They're always very exciting. Very cool. And yeah, they've got merry-go-round over there. Oh, Ferris wheel, big Ferris wheel way in the back. And yeah, what a job, eh? Putting all this up, and then a train going all the way around. Makes me think of the organizational structure and system must be amazing. Hey.
Hi.
Hello. Bye-bye. And the power? Like, where does all the electricity come from? They can't plug all this into one outlet somewhere, right? They're going to have to, yeah, they know what they're doing. I guess they've been doing it a long time. One thing about the holidays, the streets get so quiet. Just as I say that, of course, we've got a traffic flow going by me. Cars, trucks, Baycheck, motorcycles. But anyway, just before this, it felt kind of quiet and empty. Hello. But I guess that's a relative term. Tanjung Balai is never actually quiet. I just went to Indomaret and I got a couple of cartons of milk and I topped up my OVO e-wallet. And I was very proud of myself that I understood what the cashier said when she told me how much it cost. Like, my milk was 10,800 rupiah, and she told me the price in Indonesian. And I went, I understood that, and I know exactly how much that is. I was very proud of myself. But the thing is, you study the numbers based on a podcast or a textbook or something online, and you think you know, okay, these are all the numbers, and you know them. But then you go out into the real world and they don't actually say any of the numbers the way they're supposed to according to the textbook. Especially if the price ends up having a much more complex number than you're prepared for. So for example, I know what 10,800 is, but if the price happened to be 10,852, hello? Nobody here deals in 2 rupiah or 52 rupiah. They don't even deal in 800. They just round it up to the nearest 1,000. Like, my bill was 10,800. I pay 11,000, and then we just call it good. It's not like she's going to dig out 200 rupiah in change. So anyway, it's kind of weird if a price does end up being like 10,852. But then when she says that number, now it's so much more complex than what I was studying, and then I have no idea what they just said. That's always kind of funny. So I'm heading in this direction because there's a IMEI Bakso place over here that I'm hoping is open. Hello, how are you? A lot of places are closed, but to my mind, a lot of places are surprisingly open. Like all these little shops here. I thought they'd all be closed because of New Year's Day. But hopefully my Bakso place is open. Let's find out. Oh, nope, no luck. Bakso daging closed. This is my place. I'm gonna continue down to the main street. I'm just in the mood for Bakso, and there are some other places along here. I don't usually go to them because there's no need. But I'm gonna go down there, walk along, see if I can find a place. Though the one thing he said really kind of jumped out at me because I've been feeling the same way. He said when he met me yesterday in person, he was just amazed that I looked so young. It's like, oh, you're so young, and you can't be 62 years old. You're so young. He went on about it. And then now that he looks at me on video, he's like, what happened on the video? You look 80 years old, even older. And I've had the same feeling recently because on the GoPro video, it's like my face just comes across like an old catcher's mitt. Every little blemish, like, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? And I've been exposed to a lot of sun in my life, and I got, little, I guess you call them liver spots or whatever. But on the GoPro video, they all stand out so dramatically. My skin looks so dark and worn out. And yet when I take video with my smartphone, I guess smartphones have that beautification built into it, and my skin is nice and smooth. And I don't know, I don't remember looking so terribly old on my GoPro. It just sort of started happening recently. Something about the way it's dealing with skin tone. And this guy is he's my evidence that it's true. Yeah, there does seem to be a kind of a holiday feeling out here on the roads. I was gonna say not as busy as normal, but man, it sure looks busy here. But at the same time, people just seem a little bit more upbeat, a little bit more, even more boisterous than normal. Here's a Bakso place. Maybe I can do it here. So it worked out really well. This place, the very first place I came across, I knew about these IMEI Bakso places, and the very first place was open. Lots of people in here getting their Bakso. So yeah, there's the entrance. They do all the cooking there at the front. And I'm getting my teh botol with a large cup of ice to go with it. Perfect. Things are working out very well today. I don't think I have to do a taste test on camera. IMEI Bakso is kind of IMEI Bakso wherever you get it. That's why I like it so much. Nice and simple and filling, but there it is there. Noodles and bakso, some shredded chicken, I believe, some veggies. Yeah, very good, simple lunch. Just finished my IMEI Bakso lunch. It was really good. I said I didn't need to do a taste test, but it was kind of special. A little bit sweeter, the broth, than other places, which can be nice. A little bit of a sweeter broth and some very nice tender chicken, pieces of chicken. Yeah, really, really nice. Though, when it came time to pay, this confusion about numbers made an appearance because it came to, I knew approximately how much it would be because I had the bakso, the IMEI Bakso, and I had a drink. And I figured it had to somewhere around 25,000, somewhere in there. So I was already expecting to hear a certain type of number. And then he came up to the table very, very quickly, and I asked him how much. And then he said, dua tiga. Like really quickly, dua tiga. I was like, dua tiga. Like, I don't know what that is, right? So I'm thinking it through, dua tiga. Like I know the two numbers is a 2 and a 3, but no other details. But it turned out, of course, what he meant was 23,000 rupiah. But 23,000 is like 23,000. 23,000. So, but he didn't say that. He shortens it to dua tiga. And that happens all the time. You can study your numbers, do a test, and get everything right. And you think, oh, now I know my Indonesian numbers. But then they give you the numbers in a different way. They shorten them and use slang and things like that. So yeah, dua tiga. Oh, and I finally said to him, oh, 23,000. Yeah. Okay, now that I know what that means, but I don't know what dua tiga means. Dua tiga. Yeah, it's kind of funny. But yeah, how do I look? I'm curious. I got the sun lighting me up perfectly. Do I look 40 or do I look 90 in this video clip? According to my friend at the carnival, in person, I look like a young 40, but on video, I look like a decrepit crypt keeper over 90. And is that thanks to the GoPro? I don't know. I was just thinking that, yeah, it's got nothing to do with Indonesian, the way things get shortened. We do the same thing in English. In English, someone studying English for the first time, learning about shopping and the prices, they probably learn things like, $10.50. $10.50. But nobody in a store would ever say that. If that was your bill, they would just say $10.50. That'll be $10.50, please. They wouldn't say that'll be $10.50. So we do the same thing in English. We just shorten it. Yeah, just over time, you got to get used to it. So, dua tiga. Hello again. There's the shoe repair guy. I spoke with him on video a while ago.